Hi guys, it's me Colton Johnson with MT Popcorn Bucket Productions, and today I went and saw Superman, directed by James Gunn, and it's the first movie of the DCU. So, my thoughts on DC are all over the place. You've probably heard my opinions here and there. I'm not the biggest, well, I like the comics, but when it comes to the movies, we only have a very slim pickings when it comes to a good DC movie. Like the classic Superman, Christopher Reeves. I would say the Dark Knight movies, some of the Batman movies. But I feel like when they tried to do the whole cinematic universe and replicate what Marvel was doing, it just kind of went down the drain, and we just got some very gritty and uninteresting, in my opinion, movies. So that's coming from my thoughts on the DC Extended Universe. I don't necessarily like those movies. I thought The Flash was a little bit fun. Wonder Woman's pretty good. But all the other ones that I've seen are average at best. But they noticed that, and so James Gunn came in and decided, let's start from the bottom and build it back up. So, Superman, like mentioned, is the first movie in the DCU. It stars David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnan, amongst pretty much a lot of well-casted people, like I think Nathan Fillion's in this movie, Nicholas Holt's in this movie as Lex Luthor. But I'll get into that in a second. I just want to say I loved this movie. And I mean I loved it as in like I was grinning the entire time. This was a movie that I had a pretty built expectation of it being pretty good. And from word of mouth, I've heard that it was pretty good. So I kind of leaned on that a little bit and stepped back just slightly, just in case. But it exceeded those expectations. I was beyond excited. I was grinning. I thought it was one of the greatest superhero movies and the greatest Superman movies ever created. And in my opinion, the best movie DC has ever produced. And that's even saying I think this was better than the Batman with Robert Pattinson. Just because, I mean, that movie perfectly captures that character, whereas Superman perfectly captures the heart and soul of Superman and Clark Kent and just the greatness of that character, but also in a way that just doesn't make him like this OP superhero. He has heart. He has that human nature to him that makes him such a dynamic character and a character that you care for. I felt like Henry Cavill's Superman felt very dull and kind of just too, I don't know, too bold. I mean, it's kind of hard to like explain. I just don't think he was an okay Superman. Christopher Reeves perfectly captures the character as well, and I honestly love his version of Clark Kent. But I feel like there was just something special about this movie that really hit me with its heart, with its humor, with its action. The music was phenomenal. The way they kind of play in with the John Williams theme into this movie, but also add layers of new soundtrack was brilliant. One of the greatest elements of this movie, I felt like, was the dynamic between Superman / Clark Kent and Lois Lane. There's some like back and forth stuff that was like some of the greatest like acted and written scenes I've seen in any superhero movie. And I've seen quite a bit of superhero movies. I love superhero movies. I'd consider myself a superhero simp. But this movie captures that perfect dynamic. And I felt like they chose two great actors and actress to portray these roles and provide wonderful performances. I also really liked the Justice Gang. I thought that was a lot of fun. I was very skeptical a little bit when seeing that in the trailer and seeing a lot of stuff in the trailer, feeling like this movie was going to be overstuffed. But the way they showcase the events of this movie is incredible. I'm not going to go into spoilers because that's not what I do. I encourage people to go check these movies out because I love movies and I love sharing my thoughts on movies. So I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. But this movie was incredible, and I thought the story was pretty strong. There were some pretty interesting twists that like they had in the film that definitely caught me off guard and kept me interested. And just the way the characters were fantastic. The drama, but my brain's all over the place of how great this movie is. I also thought that Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, was probably the best portrayal of Lex Luthor. But I felt like there was just something maniacal. I don't even know the words for it. But he just perfectly captures that character as well. Like, there's things that he does that just piss you off. And you're like, dang, that's a pretty good villain. There's some other surprises that this movie has that I thought were a lot of fun. Some elements that like I thought they were going to include, but like they didn't, which is fine because this is just the beginning of this whole DCU. And there's also some good like references for the future and setting up things that are gonna come. And I mean, I am certain that this movie is gonna succeed because it was incredible. And from what I've heard from a lot of people, that it's incredible. And yeah, so that's my review of Superman. This movie was just wonderful. I don't have the words. It was just so good. But let me know what your thoughts are on Superman. And let me know if you're planning on going to see it. Also, I completely forgot to give this like my rating scale, whatever. This is obviously a 5 out of 5 movie. And I'm saying that with biases, and on an objective scale, it's probably closer to like a 4.8 out of 5. But rounding it out, I thought this movie was fantastic, and I loved it. Every second of it. I'm going to probably go see it again. But that was kind of my ranking review of Superman. Next week, I most likely will not have a video out. And if I do, you guys are lucky. I'm going out of town. But stay tuned for more content coming soon. Fantastic Four First Steps comes out just around the corner, and I'm very excited for that movie. And there's some more movies coming soon that I'm pretty excited for as well. So stay tuned. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. And I also am on TikTok, so go check out my TikTok. And the links in the description below, and Letterboxd if you want to see my reviews as soon as I watch any movie that I watch. So go check those out as well. Have a wonderful day, and bye!